Good day, everybody. Again, my name is Eric Leyland. I am with Basis Technologies, and welcome to 2023. So I wanted to take this time and just go through some of the information that we just released in regards to some of the trends that we've highlighted for this coming year. And it's always a good time just to kind of take a pause, take a look at what's going to be happening this year, and just kind of provide some understanding of all the different changes. And that's the key ingredient, especially within programmatic, within display, digital marketing, whether it's search engines or social media or wherever else. Like there's always things that are changing. So as we're talking about this at the beginning of the year, when we get to December, obviously something new has gone up, something has obviously shifted the landscape. So, but what we wanted to do right now is just give this time of year just some perspective on what we see coming out of 2022 as we go into 23. And this is a good time just to level set and to look at where things are at right now for your agency, for your brand, and really just take a time to reassess and make sure that you are nailing the fundamentals. So when there are so many different choices, when there are so many things that are going on, it really is challenging to make sure that you're doing it to the best of your ability. We don't want to always be chasing after the shiny object. I think it's important to take some time, understand, is your audience in that space? Is it something that's going to help? And that's what our job is. At Basis, we want to help our agencies and our clients understand that is your audience there? Is this a good avenue for you to be going after? Is this going to help accomplish the goals that you have set out? One of the things that we have talked about, and most everybody knows, is that the TV landscaping has shifted. It will continue to shift. Connected TV is on the rise. It is going to be and is really the predominant way that people are getting TV into their homes. And so these channels are where marketing dollars are being allocated to. So there is a huge shift and a huge rise in ad TV dollars being placed through connected TV. So we can see that, it's right about 75%. It's going to be close to 80% by next year. So if you are not engaged in connected TV, this is a huge spot to make sure that you're pursuing it because it is so fragmented. There are a lot of places that you can be. Buying it programmatically makes the most sense. Audio is also a huge component of how people are engaging. And as you read into this, one of the main points that we draw out here is that podcasts are a really big spot for people to be able to connect with brands and brands to be able to connect with people. And this is an area that is really underserved by advertisers. So this is an area that for those that know that their brand is existing in a certain spot, they can go find podcasts that are really going to hit home with that audience. And right now it's not being done. So this is one area to really take advantage of as we get into the new year. Digital out of home is one of the ones that's really prospering. And the reason is as technology rises, as more digital screen spaces are now out of the home, we can now see that there's great ways to target advertising to these areas. So when you're talking about digital out of home, you're talking about reaching out to an audience geographically and being able to place your ad programmatically into these places. So there's a lot of fun things you can do with it, whether it's full motion video, you can do different things with QRs, you can do different things with augmented reality. So this is another area that's growing, that's changing, that's shifting, but it's one that's being taken advantage of by a lot of people and a lot of agencies to be able to reach their message out of the home into these different spots. Privacy is a big one. So privacy is going to be one of those things that we're going to continue to talk about. And I like how they put it in here is that, we're living in the cookieless future right now. So we know that a lot of the browsers have moved in this direction. We know a lot of platforms have moved in this direction. And it's really now that we're in the cookieless present. So we obviously want to make sure that our advertisers are engaged with reaching their audiences in the right way. So you have to have targeting and measurements, really nailed. And that comes with understanding how to reach your audiences. Again, going back to level setting, understanding where they're at. So as we work with our agencies, it's important to understand that these are all things that are happening right now, and we're solving for that. Retail media, which is one that's changing a lot in regards to how people are buying and engaging with goods. And so this is one of the things you may want to read up on if you deal with a lot of consumer goods. Retail media networks are on the rise. So a lot of the bigger brands, a lot of these bigger distributive areas are getting involved with it. So CVS and Walgreens and Dollar General, they're all ramping up these networks because then they can they can control a lot of it, and it allows for advertising to flow through it as well. So this is if you deal a lot in this area, definitely spend some time in understanding retail media networks and how programmatic advertising can really help connect products with consumers in a really new way. Social media upheaval is again, if you look at this past year, I don't think any of us could have anticipated some of the things that were going on with the changes within Twitter, the hard times that Meta fell on, and obviously some of the things that are going on with Snapchat. We've seen that TikTok has been a huge boon, and it has gained a lot of attention over the last 12 to 18 months. And it is really, one of the shining examples of social media and how people are engaging. But that doesn't mean that it's not going to change, and change quickly. Be Real is another one that's gaining ground. I know my kids are on some of these areas, and I've seen it around more and more. So this landscape, we know that people are engaged with social media. They're not pulling away from social media altogether. They're just allocating their time differently. So you need to really be up on top of that, which is again, where we're helping. So again, the Basis team is here to help make sure that you have the strategies nailed down, that you have the implementation nailed down, and you have the ability to understand what's happening next. So we always try to stay on top of these types of things, and we'll be doing that for the rest of this year, helping you stay ahead of the curve. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and we'll get them answered for you. If you have specific needs, let me know, and we'll get them solved for you. Again, my name is Eric. I'm with Basis Technologies.